Hello mortgage coaches, this is Jacob with Support. Today's video is to show you how to do a presentation that you can use for marketing that shows the purchase power using different rate options for your clients. So first things first, I'm going to change this over to a marketing report and I'm going to use a headline. So I'll just do purchase power by rate. And then friendly name here, we really don't need one because the report headline is a friendly name, so we don't need to put anything there. We're actually going to end up leaving a lot of this presentation blank, and we're just going to fill out products because this is a marketing report. So we don't need a lot of the things that come in the assumptions and affordability sections. The one thing we do want to do is check purchase a new home. Now what this does is this eliminates any questions about a current mortgage, and it won't show a current mortgage on your report. So we definitely want that because we only want to show new mortgages going forward. So I've checked the purchase a new home goal. The next step here is I want to make sure and put in my purchase price. So let's say $250. And then I'm going to jump straight over to products. I don't need any of the affordability section because this is a marketing report, so we can skip that. And we're going to get directly into buy today at 4%. So in this case, we're going to have to assume the type of loan program that you're trying to offer, whether it's an FHA or a conventional, and you want to input the appropriate down payment for it. But let's say, just for the sake of argument, we'll use an FHA loan. So I'm going to toggle yes, it's an FHA. I'm going to put in my interest rate at 4 and a 30-year term. Now if you've got templates created, go ahead and apply a template here. If you don't, you can actually ballpark the figures, especially on a marketing report. It doesn't have to be spot on. I'm going to go ahead and pull in one of my templates though. There's my 30-year fixed purchase. I will apply it to my loan. And then we've got to make sure and input the upfront MIP. And then we'll finance it into the loan. Now the last step here is, especially when you're doing a comparison like this, you want to use factor percentages for all of your monthly costs here. So things like hazard insurance, 0.35, in California our state tax, 1.25. And then mortgage insurance, of course, refer to your guidelines for this, but for a high value FHA loan, we're going to do 1.35. We're going to calc it on balance because we do want it to recalculate that mortgage insurance on the average balance every 12 months. And it needs to run for the life of the loan. So we're going to enter 360 for the MI cutoff month. Now I'm going to add another product, and we're going to call this one buy later at 5%. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the copy button here, and I'm going to copy the one I already did so I don't have to redo all the legwork. And then because my down payment is the same, I don't need to change anything there, but I am going to put in my 5%. And when we do that, if we're looking at making a comparison based on what the borrower can qualify for, so we assume the borrower can qualify for this payment at 4%, that's $1,774. Now in order to show a 5% loan that they would still qualify for, we're going to have to reduce the purchase price on this one. So we want to keep reducing it until we get to that range there. So let's see what we come up with. Let's try going at 220. And as soon as you hit the right arrow, you'll notice that this updates. So I can actually go a little higher than 220. So let's pull it up around 230. And that is actually very close. So I could dial this in a little further, maybe make it 235 or something like that. So let's try that, see if we can get them spot on. And that's a little too high. So probably around maybe 232. Okay, very close. So I think that's sufficient there. Now, if we get to our analysis screen, you can see here there's really only an $8 difference because we tried to match it as close as possible. But the idea behind this purchase power presentation is if they bought today at 4%, it's going to save them $6,500 in interest and MI versus this buy later at 5% and at a lower price. So we've got two things that we can show on this report. So let's preview it real quick. So the two things I would highlight to my borrower are, one, your cash to close is really not that much different between these two. But remember, we can get you a 4% rate right now, and that's going to qualify you to buy a $250,000 house. So I'm going to go into my more info section, and I'm going to highlight the purchase price. Now buy later at 5%, to qualify with that same payment, they could only purchase a home worth $232,000. Now it's obviously going to make their monthly payments. I mean, we've tried to match it as close as possible, but look at the huge difference between the interest and MI that they're paying. And over time, it's even more staggering. At the 15-year point, we're looking at $20,000 interest and MI difference by waiting to buy and buying at 5%, getting a lesser house and paying more interest. So I guess the last part of this is I would make sure to record a video for my client, highlight the necessary options that you're going to focus on, and shoot them out the link. And of course, if you ever need a review for one of these presentations, feel free to shoot us a link over at support@mortgagecoach.com. We'd be happy to take a look at it for you and offer some constructive criticism to help you make the report shine. Thank you much and have a wonderful day.